Good afternoon. Before I started, I wanted to mention a book, the latest book by Lorna Byrne from the UK. Actually, she's from Ireland. It's a message of hope from the angels. And I'm mentioning this for two reasons. One is she is the top person, as far as I'm concerned, on this earth when it comes to angels. She is the go-to lady. And this is the brand new book, just out about a week. And this book came, I special ordered it, pre-ordered it before it was published, and it came the night before this transmission that I'm about to talk to you about. And the next day when I started to read this book, I kept finding more and more validations from not only what they said, but it coincided greatly with what Lorna said. And it's a great book, so I can't recommend it or her highly enough. Okay, this is the transmission from February 23rd, 2012. The angels are so near, and they're laughing, and now I know why they're here. Not that they're not always around, they are. They are always around, and today we seem to have more around than usual. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is the amount of angels around each and every one of us. Of course, I would say that it goes without saying, but it isn't true because most people don't fully comprehend their guardian angel is always with you every second of every day of your entire life. For every second of your entire life. There are all kinds of other angels who are called in at times, and you can call them in, or you can ask your guardian angel to call them in, depending on what's going on with you. It's lovely because they are really specific angels that you can call on, kind of like specialist angels. Let's say you're having trouble balancing your checkbook or doing your taxes or whatever, something to do with math. You can ask an angel to help you with that. There's absolutely nothing that you cannot bring an angel in for. Just ask. If you're having some kind of legal problem, by all means, ask your angels to come in. They will come, and if more than one angel is needed, then more than one angel would come. That's up to them, how many, end up showing up. I don't know if the angels will be here this whole session, but they're here early to make sure that they're getting in on the session right from the beginning, and that people understand that they are here and they are real, and they're not just a figment of someone's imagination. They are not a figment of some artist that painted them a zillion years ago. They're real. They are here to help. The bottom line when you need help is open your mouth and ask. Even if you're a little shy to do it out loud, you can do this internally, and they're still going to hear you. So you don't have to do it out loud if you feel uncomfortable because you're thinking you're talking to thin air. Okay, they're telling me, tell them about the letter. Some people in the beginning do feel a little comfortable talking to what they think is thin air. If you feel more comfortable talking to your angels in writing, then you can write them a letter. You certainly, of course, don't mail it to anywhere, but they are there watching over your shoulder the whole time you're writing the letter. Perhaps you might think better if you're writing to get your thoughts down and get your feelings down, and especially if you're angry or upset over something. Sometimes it helps to write it all down. They are there, and they are there to help. They don't need the letter, you do. This is just a form of communication. Whether you're speaking out loud or going to a small room all by yourself and shutting the door and speaking to them out loud there, or you speak to them in your head, or you write them a letter, then you stick it in a book someplace out of sight, it's all fine. It all works. Whatever works for you. There are even more angels in here now. They are in here listening. I'll see if there's anything else that they want me to talk about. No, I guess that's it. They are parting and making way for they to come through now. This is kind of cool. They're parting. Angels do kind of remind me of a bunch of kids sometimes because they are so happy and they get so excited. Now, here comes they, and wow, such a different vibration. I just totally switched vibrations here. What they are saying is that they are watching us. They are watching us. I'm not exactly sure if that means you and me or who, but they are saying that they are watching us. I guess that means that they are watching. It's going out experimentally. It's they are watching you and me, but they're also watching our little Course in Miracles group, and it's going out and it's going out and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're laughing and saying they are watching everybody. They just started with saying they're watching you and me. I guess we have some very important decisions coming up, and we as people, as human beings, have some very important decisions coming up. And I guess that's why they are watching. The angels are still here. They're still in the background. And what they're saying is that they're doing their very best. The angels are doing their very best to help us and guide us. And they're constantly whispering to us. Sometimes they'll even touch you on the shoulder and guide you. And they're constantly trying to get your attention about something. And maybe flip the pages of a book so you'll read a certain paragraph, or have a book fall off a shelf so you notice that particular book and pick it up and read it. They do all kinds of things just to get your attention. They are fully aware of what's going on with you. Absolutely 100% fully aware of what's going on with you. It's a joint effort between the angels and they and us. It's a joint effort, and it's all to get us to a new place, a new level. But apparently we're coming into a critical time where our decisions are very, very important. The decisions that we make in the near future are extremely important. So what happens after that? They are talking about the 100th monkey, and most people know what that means. And it starts with me, and it starts with you, and it starts with the person who sits next to you in church, or next to you in the restaurant, or the bus, or wherever. It starts one at a time. And this is kind of like this mass consciousness thing. It starts one at a time, but we get to this point of here's one that's working toward it, and here's another that's working toward it, and here's another that's working toward it. And then we finally get to this point of the 100th monkey, where we are. That's a group of people that are making the right decisions. And finally, they are saying making the right decisions. But this group influences everyone else. I don't mean by screaming and shouting or anything else. There's groups of people across this world that think they have to make their point by screaming and shouting. That's not what I'm talking about. They influence us by their energy, because their energy and their energy has been raised, so our energy is raised. So therefore, this 100 monkey thing is if enough of us raise our energy just by making the right decisions. And now there's people saying, well, how do you do that? How do you know it's right? How do you know you're making the right decision? How do you know if it's wrong? Well, you know what? You know it's right because if it's wrong, you're going to feel yucky inside. And if you feel yucky inside, that is your guardian angel trying to get through to you saying, this is not a good plan. Think again. Choose again. Quite often the hard decisions, the good decisions, the right decisions are going to be the kinds that you balk against. You say, I don't want to do that. That means they have to talk to somebody. That means they have to do something. Yeah, whine. But those are the ones who are going to make the difference. Those are the right decisions. They're showing me the elbow saying, put a little elbow grease into these decisions. So they're not without humor. But they have been a lot more serious lately. They, meaning the capital they, do seem to be a lot more serious the last few months. I kind of suspected this was a shift somehow to help bring us into a new place, a better place perhaps. And it is. That is what they are doing. They said, if you think we took baby steps before, watch, because this is so important that we are going to take even smaller baby steps to make sure things are proceeding in the right direction, in the correct direction. They will always be here. The angels will always be here. They are the biggest, loudest cheering team you ever heard or saw. They are cheering us on, and they are doing everything they can to get us to listen and pay attention. And that really does mean whispering in our ear, tapping on our shoulder, directing our attention towards a person that maybe is hurting inside, and having us go over and talk to them. They're constantly working and guiding us. But what they are saying here is and that we're coming up to a very, very important time. I don't want people to jump ahead of me and say, oh, this is the 2012 stuff. It doesn't matter what year it is, because there is no time. Because we are coming up to a very important time in the no time. How's that for screwing up your head? Thing is, they're not telling me when, but they are just saying that this is coming up now. This is coming up soon. They're not going to tell us when. We get too wrapped up in whens. They said they have given us enough to chew on for one day. I'm Aynne McAvoy, psychic astrologer in Palm Coast, Florida. My website is www.goldentrines.com, and you can also find me on Facebook, among a zillion other places. Have a great day.